ShinRobjira.
Hard-boiled egg Goji is going to be standing at slightly over 4 inches tall, while egg white Imago Mothra and turd Larva Mothra will be, not standing, kind of just crawling. Bit of flying. And before I get started talking about egg, I just wanted to give a shout out to another new patron of mine, Preston. Thank you so much for becoming a ShinRobjira patron there, my guy. I very much do appreciate it. Now, look at this here packaging. We got green and red, Muth and extra beefy fried Godzilla. And again, I really do love just how inoffensive this packaging is. It doesn't take up any kind of space. It is resealable. And I just like that you could put these things back in the packaging, take them out, hang them up on your wall, put them on your shelf, and it really isn't going to take up much room at all. Anyway, from the deepest inner reachings of space, we birth egg. Now, where in the fuck is my LED light? That shit goes missing more than the point of my conversation. So up first, we have Strika, and he's all burning and orange and black and translucent and stuff. Gotta say, already I'm liking the build for Godzilla this time. It's a much more stylistic endeavor this go around, and the dorsal fins aren't painted up like frosted Wheaties, and it's got a really nice transparency rate, but we'll get into that further after the transformation. Mothra, on the other hand, no comment. Let's transform. Simple, clean, easy. Even for a small brain like me, these are still fun transformations. You weird. Now, in regards to the Mothra set, as I'm going to call it, I really do enjoy that it's essentially 2 figures in one. It feels like a proper representation of Mothra's character, the fact that she goes from turd worm to beautiful Muth. And even though the placement of both figures in its egg form is strange, the transformation is quite fun. Now let's take a look at the figures. Now don't expect any rage points from me, as these figures are cheaper than the standard Movie Monster Series figure, but what we have going on here is fine for the price. Does look a little bit more so like Movie Monster Series 92 Mothra, but we have all the intricacies here. The details are decent enough. I mean, I do enjoy that we get that wavy texture going on Mothra's wings where it needs to be, so points for you there, Bandai. The rest of the figure is kind of bland, milk toasty, if anything else. And here's going to be one of my major complaints, that being, I really do wish both sides of the wings were done up like this. Because, you know, in Mothra's egg form, I'm just going to do a light retransformation here. White just feels a little bland for that of Mothra. Mothra is a very colorful character, and I feel like if we had this kind of a design on both sides, it would really make for a more interesting looking egg form for that of Mothra. Kind of like how Burning Godzilla looks as a whole. But the details are all going to be there. We're going to get the detailed eyes, the very light fur texturing, some paint to go along with it, some unpainted leggy magoos and everything, a nice underside going on. It's very basic, but again, I think these figures are like $8 before shipping, maybe even a little bit less than that. Rob of the future, help me out here. At the end of the day, I don't think the original version looked much better than this. Or did it? Rob of the future, once again. But anyway, let's talk about the turd. Larva Mothra, I feel, is just fine. He or she have those 95 Leo blue eyes, and its base color and only color is going to be brown. The details are nice and simple, basic at best. Would have loved a bit more paint on the mouth area, but for the most part, I really can't be upset about this. Again, I think these things are anywhere between $5 to $8 before shipping. And I mean that in Japan and not on Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store or anything like that. If they cost more, though, they're not collector's items. I don't believe they ever were intended to be. They've become them over time since they weren't on the market for a while, but ultimately, they're fun little playthings. I'll give them a solid star in terms of paint and detail. Dodongo's Cavern Godzilla over here, though, I feel just has a ton more fun with the whole egg transforming creature concept. The silhouette was properly communicated with the original release, but the fun factor just feels much better in the communicative properties this go around. And plus, this translucency is just prime. I'm a sucker for translucent plastic and vinyl. Always. And here, it's just cranked up to 1,000,000. I wish the head was a bit more translucent, seeing as how the arms just look too damn cool with the black paint over them. I'm not even going to say I understand why, because I just don't. The detailing is going to be about the same as the original. Godzilla's still going to have this doofy looking face and these chunky little goji paws. It's just this time he's outfitted with patches of black paint on a translucent orange base. So again, things just look cooler. Granted, this is just my personal preference. Burning Godzilla just feels like he's got more going on, and I just think he looks way, way cooler. Burning Godzilla is going to get 2 solid stars in terms of paint and detail. Now we can move on over into size comparisons. Shokugan, Monster, Movie, King, Haya, Egg, and Gaichi. Time to go over the very limited array of articulation from a transforming Godzilla figure that turns into an egg. About what you expect. So as far as Mothra goes, I mean, in and out of the transformation, the head can look up and down. The wings can move in and out, so flapping poses are indeed possible. They do look a bit ridiculous, though. Unfortunately, though, when you rotate the wings all the way around, the bottom of her wings are going to be at the top of her head, while the top near her butt. So really getting a good looking like this isn't possible, but if you're not bothered by the wing placement, yeah, there we go. Honestly, not too bad, I think. Just doing it the opposite way, just, I don't know. It looks lame. I guess this looks okay. And as far as Mothra Larva goes, you get a bend in and a bend out at the centerpiece over here. Mostly meant for the transformation, but you can either have her mid-squirmy squeak or sitting flat. It's like my dad used to say. Godzilla's arms can move up and down just like that, can go all the way back before hitting the thigh, and then can come all the way down and forward before hitting the thigh. You do get some movement at the neck/head over here. You're really not going to get, too much moving down. You can move Godzilla all the way back like so. Wow, that's scary. And I guess at the base of Godzilla's tail, you could do more upwards tail poses and such. The tip of the tail won't be able to move forward, but it can move down, and yeah, that doesn't look right. That looks painful, actually. Godzilla's legs, though, can support a leaning forward pose. Your son is dead.
Just look at him. He's crying.
And at Godzilla's feet, we do get a swivel and a bend down. Well, mostly save for the transformation, we can get Godzilla on the tippies. That's about as much as I was really expecting, both before I got the original first wave and these, so solid star for just having any articulation, right? These are fun little releases. I'm glad they're back on the market with all of their obscurities and such. And I'm really, really hoping that Destroya and Gigan are up next, which they probably are. And I really, really hope that Bandai re-release Garagoji and Hawkmuto. I've been ShinRobjira. I do so hope you all enjoyed. And when next we meet, there's a huge possibility that it could be the Movie Monster Series Bandai Premium Scar King and Shimo, or the Bandai Movie Monster Series new Heat Ray Awakening Shin Godzilla, or Super Duper Powered Down Burnt Onion Chip Godzilla 2019. Whatever gets released first. So I'll see you all then and there. Thanks, everybody. Love y'all.